Hi, my organic mama friends. My name is Katie. I'm here to talk to you today about the difference between Nara Organics formula and Similac formula. So before we jump in, I thought I would just share a little bit more about myself and who I am and the experience that I have. I am a mom of one as of last year, so I'm a new mom and I've done a ton of research. So my research is as up to date as it could be. Of course, whatever tomorrow brings, hopefully I'll, know more then. But as of right now, based on the research I've done, I looked at different baby products, formula included, at recommendations that other people told me about, other moms. And, my daughter was born at a birthing center with midwives, and for me it was one of the best experiences, apart from obviously the pain of childbirth and birthing, but I really wanted to make sure that I did my research. A little disclaimer though, you can do all the research in the world and still be unprepared. So it's okay if you do your research and then you have to shift things and talk with your pediatrician and see what really works best. I just loved getting to know more about what I would be giving my daughter, or what I would be considering. And so when I was considering formula, the two options that kind of stood out to me were Similac. And in this segment, we're really going to focus on the pros and cons of Nara Organics and Similac. We'll start with Similac first, since that's kind of the more known brand. Similac is also, when it comes to pros, they're pediatrician familiar. Kind of nice to know that your pediatrician is, they kind of are up to date, or maybe have more information about Similac and the different varieties. Another pro is what I just said about there being variety. Similac has different formulas based on digestive, if your baby is having tummy troubles, if they need something with like help gaining weight. That is kind of nice to know that there are different ones that you can try and see if you like better. To me, that can also be a con, because I feel like you might have to try so many before you find the right one. And ultimately, they're all very similar. They just might have slight changes here and there. And that's just because they're manufactured by one of the 4 manufacturers in the United States. And so they really keep their recipe very much the same. They don't really like there to be much change, just because that means that the FDA is going to require additional testing, and it would mean that it would be a big enough change for testing to be necessary. Another pro for Similac is the cost. They're typically cheaper than Nara Organics and some other brands. So and they also have different sizes too. So like if you're in a pinch and you need something really quick, just a little container, they do have options for that. And they are found in a ton of locations. So that's kind of that might be something that matters to you if you don't really have a lot of variety of stores around you. Similac can be found at Walgreens, probably CVS too, Target, Walmart, just a bunch of different stores. The cons of Similac, their ingredients, they're not like top tier. They're not organic. I believe they include things like corn syrup solids and palm oil, and it doesn't sound appetizing. Like if I was, I probably wouldn't drink it. I know it's made for babies, but like the thought of drinking their formula just doesn't sound great to me. And I feel like if I wouldn't drink it, I probably didn't want her to. And Similac's not unsafe. It's just, to me personally, didn't sound, the ingredients didn't woo me. Similac is also made with skim milk. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it would be great if they included whole milk fat, just because it mimics breast milk a little bit closer. That's kind of where I'm at with Similac. So it's probably the conventional choice, or, you know, if I was in a pinch, I'd probably grab it, but it wouldn't be my first choice. The second baby formula I want to talk about is Nara Organics. So we talked about Similac, the pros and the cons. Let's address Nara Organics and talk about their pros and cons. When it comes to their pros, okay, so they have the most whole milk fat of any formula sold in the United States. They are sold here, but they're actually, this is another pro, they are actually manufactured in the EU, specifically in Germany. And so because of that, they follow both the EFSA EU guidelines and the FDA US guidelines. I like that because that means that they follow a little bit stricter guidelines. And we know it's coming out now that, or probably has, some of you have probably known this for a long time, but I've learned recently that the US is not as strict in what we, and like our intolerance of things that really shouldn't be in our food products. The EU, they have banned a lot of things that we are somehow still allowing in our foods, baby products included. So it was really something that I was happy about when I found out about Nara. They're also organic, as it says in the name. I love that. Not just because this is the Organic Mama channel, but also because I want to know that there's less chemicals and pesticides in my baby's food, especially, you know, if she was going to be drinking this every single day, multiple times a day. They have independent third-party testing for heavy metals. Additional contaminants are tested for as well. And so that kind of brings me like a lot more peace of mind. They have no corn syrup solids. Thank you. And no palm oil. So it just, to me, was kind of like an upgrade. You know, if Similac was like the basic, you know, Nara Organics is like top tier upgrade. So as much as there were a lot of pros for me when it comes to Nara Organics, I do want to address the cons because there are a few. So with Nara, you know, you can't really find them at a lot of locations. Like, you can only find them at Target and online. And so, you know, if I didn't have Target nearby, like, I'd kind of be like out of luck, you know, or I'd have to order online. And that's not, you know, a terrible thing to have to order online. They do include like if you subscribe and you get like a subscription and stuff, that they will lower the price to, I think it goes from like $44.99 in store to $40.99 outside of store. And yes, that does sound expensive, but again, you are paying for better ingredients, more whole milk fat, no palm oil, no corn syrup solids. To me, those two just sound kind of gross, but and again, I'm supposed to be talking about the cons here. So really just, you know, I would love if they could get more accessibility, and if we could find them in other locations, other big box stores. They're not as pediatrician familiar. I hope that changes, because I do think it should be a recommendation. But at the moment, you know, yes, they've been around for about 7 years, and they are an R&D brand, and so they really dive deep into what makes their product theirs. And they're not just based off of, you know, the same like formula as like every other formula in the United States. They really are, because they're manufactured outside of the United States, they do take more ownership in what they put into their formula. So ultimately, that is my take on Similac versus Nara Organics. And I mean, you've got your conventional and you got your upgrade. I hope this was educational and informational. And as always, please do your own research and find out what gives you the most peace of mind. All right, bye, organic mamas.